I tried to recruit every character possible in a single run in Look Outside. And I'll be honest with you, it did not go as smoothly as I thought it would. So if you've played Look Outside, you're probably super familiar with the tutorial. But for those who don't know, I'll run through it real quick. We wake up, see the current price for gas, go over to our neighbor's house, politely ask for his keys, receive said keys, and then we leave the floor. Now, we gotta be really careful because we can easily lock ourselves out of getting a character very early. So once I get to the second floor, I like to go straight to Jeanne's apartment. You can start her quest line if you want to. I'm really just here to steal her muffin. We then go grab the apartment 21 key, which allows us to fight the grinning beast. The pool cue easily lets us take down this amalgamation of teeth and sexual noises. And once we win, we get to recruit Leigh, who I believe is one of the best characters in the game. Now that we have Leigh, we can break into Lyle's apartment, kiss him on the mouth, and use his apartment to traverse to the first floor. Once in the ground floor, we find the rat kid, graciously put him back down in his cradle, which then triggers the wall mouth to talk to us. And because we cannot feed him the rat kid, we have to part ways with one of our arms. I don't know why Leigh couldn't just transform and rip him off the wall. We then get the earth disc, which allows us to go into this room, fight this weird rat monster, which I swear is hitting a pose straight out of part 4 of JoJo's. And once he bites the dust, we can get the Mars disc, which allows us to go to the ground floor to recruit Papineau. It's worth mentioning that Papineau has very specific recruit requirements. If you have more than 2 people in your party before you reach Papineau, then you won't be able to get him until way later in the game, which is suboptimal for us. And after we recruit our last companion of day 1, we just farm Vincent's place for a little bit of XP because trust me, we are going to freaking need it for the day we got ahead of us tomorrow. The beginning of this day is simple. We cap Clint, we maul Madison, and we recruit Joel. Simple enough. We also run into the creepy mask entity in this room, and all we have to do is just give him the muffin we stole from Jeanne's room earlier to drastically raise his affection level. This will encourage him to want to live with us later in the run. We now have no time to waste. Cause see, our friend Ernest, who lives on the first floor, has been taken hostage, and if we don't save him before the day is over, he dies. But before we can get to saving anybody, we need to grind a little bit. And the 2 places I like to grind at this point in time in the run is the rat den and the Mossy apartment. And just to make our team cop a little more beefy, I like to fight the Rat King before going into rat hell. And let me just say, I beat this Rat King so bad now, he probably think I'm cheating. As long as he don't charm my entire team, Coke butter cheese. And with all that out the way, it's time for us to enter rat hell. And much like their former king, these rats go down pretty easily if you know their weaknesses. Unfortunately for me, that's a lot of words that I wasn't planning on reading. So I just took some Molotov cocktails, also took some slash damage, mainly hatchets because it has the hack and slash ability, which allows you to hit everybody with 1 turn. And once you finally bested the warriors in the walls, we get to save Ernest, inviting him into our home and furthering our quest progress. To start off day 3, we want to try to get Lyle's questline as close to completion as we can. But if we want to do that, we have to come face to face with the second most persistent pursuer in this game. The Stargazer is a formidable foe, and I still don't have a game plan on how to consistently beat this amalgamation of sight. So watch me evade this dude, watch me hit, oh! Thankfully, we're able to escape with our lives and get the negative disc. Unfortunately for him, he hasn't learned his lesson.
Damn.
We then head back to Vincent's place, where we commandeer his projection room, craft the exposed paper, and we even update our friend's mugshot picture. And right after I drop that picture off with Lyle, it's time for us to enter the landlord's apartment, which is regarded as the most hated area in Look Outside. But if you're just here for the basement key, I think it's pretty straightforward. And once we've acquired said key, we can now go down to the sewers, which is unfortunately home to the most persistent pursuer in the game. I still haven't beaten the Boiler Beast in bloody combat yet, but I don't need to, cause he can't stay with me. Look at this. Oh, I confused him so hard, my game started to lag. Nearly fried my motherboard. Also, the sewers was the place that I found my first roach.
Roaches!
Roaches are important. You'll know if you have a roach on you when these texts start popping up. We'll see what happens when we get enough roaches in our apartment later on. But we complete our mission in coming down to the sewers, which was to unlock the shortcut to the boiler room. Because in a couple of days, we're going to be face to face with the hardest fight this run has to offer. It's the 4th day, and we mean business. So the first thing we do, without even brushing our teeth, is we go kiss Lyle. And while we're on our way back to our apartment to recruit him, we meet our masked friend again. And all we have to do is accept the gift he gives us politely. So many things in this game want to bang the main character. We then return to our condo of comrades to recruit Lyle, who just so happened to beat us to our own apartment. Get in the team, you creepy stalker, you creepy. And after a quick grind session and a little nappy nap, we leave our apartment to get jump scared by the tall masked entity, and he gives us a rose, which means he'll be a part of our residence very soon. And while we wait on him to pull up, let's go recruit somebody who can be here today. Audrey the vending machine is guaranteed the nicest NPC you'll ever see in this game, and all we have to do to recruit her is be nice back to her. Now I heard there was a way you can mess this up, so after every interaction I would just reset the world until I saw her in a different animation. And once you get to the point where you can inspect her, don't be weird, you then have to run down to Mutt's fish and chip shop, acquire the key from him, and then come back and use it on Audrey so she can then restock herself, reset the world one more time, and ask her to come stay with you, to which she will oblige. And as I admire how my home is filling up with unlikely companions, I choose to end the day to add one more to the roster. The masked entity starts in our room in the morning and tries to assimilate us into whatever the freak he got going on down here. All we have to do is just tell him no and tell him to behave. And now he sits on the far side of our room, giving us items periodically. Pretty cool entity. Now, as we come to our final companion, allow me to just rant for a little bit, because we're coming up on what used to be my most hated section of this game. The lore in this area is just so interesting to me. For example, the individuals that you try to rescue, they're fake. They don't exist. I'm hallucinating. I low-key thought it was pretty strange though, because when I found the blacksmith for the first time and I saw that he could build me this cool sword, I was like, oh man, let me get that. He was like, yeah, bro, I got you. Just give me the Triforce of Wisdom and a couple Infinity Stones. How the freak? And even Felipe, the way that he joins your team and sabotages it at the same time, taking up a spot that you desperately wish you had in just a matter of minutes. But in order for us to recruit Felipe, we need to make him think that we still believe he's a good person. And once we defeat him and his mangy mom, we take his remains back to our apartment and nurse him back to health. And with that, we have every companion and look outside that we can go and get ourselves. See, in this game, there are events called door encounters, which are essentially people coming to your home when you're spending time in your apartment. But in this run, I barely spent any time chilling in my own residence. So the door encounters that I got were far from anyone wanting to join my party. But for the last bit of this run, we just pass time in our apartment. We're playing games, we're cooking food, we're chilling out with everybody, until inevitably we have everyone that can join our party via door encounter. So with this video wrapping down, I just want to say a couple of things. I understand I didn't get Aster. Look, I found out super late into this run what his requirements were. I could only sit in despair. I can only sit here in my gamer must, because I spent like 5 hours doing this. I was sweaty, I was grimy, and I was sad because I couldn't get Aster. Also, the spider, the like shadow spider, I understand somewhat the requirements. I'm not too keen on how to do it consistently, so gonna do some more research on that. But the main point of this like epilogue is that I'm gonna do this again. I think there is a way to get every companion in one run. I've been crunching the numbers, I've been running the scenarios. I'm pretty confident I can do it. But if you're curious to see how bad I was at this game when I first started, click one of these videos right here. And let me tell you, it was ugly.